Film Doctor. We are here reviewing some of the best films ever. Without further ado, let's jump right into our movie review. Avatar 2, baby! One of the greatest films I think this year so far. I can't even think of any film that topples that film. We're nearing the end of 2022, about to exit 2022 and go into 2023. And this movie, I think, was really one of the greatest films, if not the greatest film of this year. Comparing it, looking back, okay? Looking back at the first one, a lot of people are going to question, they're going to argue, they're going to debate back and forth which one was better. And quite honestly, I don't even think it's a contest. If it's not at the same level, I can't put it above, I can't put it below. Both films are really good. I think that this one did a lot more things that worked, and we're going to discuss that. But when I saw this film, my only reaction was, let's go! It was something about this film that just really brought you in. It's 3 hours long. Yeah, so let's talk about that for a second. It's 3 hours long, so it's going to cause you to say, is it worth sitting there and watching 3 hours? Is it going to captivate you? Is it going to catch your attention? Quite honestly, I think that film did its job. It had so many different components that one would talk about, but let's talk about the first one, cinematography. The cinematography inside of this film, I think, was unique. I compare it to like painting a picture, okay? Envision it like this, okay? So you have a blank canvas and you're painting, you're putting all these different colors that either pop or bring out another color or whatever, and it's art. It's different than taking a camera and filming this, that, or the other inside of real time, because it is what it is instead of creating that environment. So I think that with the CGI, with the visual effects, they painted something that was just beautiful. If you compare it to like a rough neighborhood inside of Detroit to like Hawaii or the Caribbean, and you can just look out of the Caribbean, you're like, oh, that's such a beautiful sight. You wouldn't say that in some of the rough neighborhoods where some neighborhoods have been destroyed. I'm from Detroit, I'm gonna say it, whatever, it is what it is. But you wouldn't say that compared to like a Hawaii, and I think that I was just in awe with the painted beauty of this film, the cinematography, the different angles, the rays of light, how bright and vibrant. Now, I did see it. I saw it inside of 3D. I saw it in IMAX, and just I was sitting in third row. Okay, it was amazing. Every single scene just brought me in and caused me to say, this is beautiful, this is intense, this is why I came to see this film. I'm a big fan of the first Avatar, and this one I had been waiting for, okay? That's cinematography. Now, let's jump into screenwriting. The screenwriting on this film was unique, and here's why. When you have a story, I'm going to compare it to the first one, okay? The first one was a really good story, the action it brought you in. I think it was just the story in general of how it was written. But this, with the screenwriting, they brought in some of the same characters from the first one. They brought in new characters, and inside of this they had enough time. They had freaking 3 hours. They really were able to write a story for each of these newer characters and connect them to some of the previous characters and cause you to say, you know what, I'm digging this character, I like this character, I don't like this character. It was just well written. There was comedy in it. Surprisingly, I don't even think the first one had comedic moments in it. It was just a straight drama, straight through. I won't say that I'm dying laughing like it's Step Brothers, but I will say that this film was it did have some comedic parts in it. It had a lot of drama and action. It had moments. I'll say it. I cried. I teared up. I wasn't bawling. I didn't have like tissue. It was intense. It was something where how this was written, what the things that happened, caused you to say that's messed up, blah blah blah, and really suck you into the world. And I don't know, maybe it's because I had the 3D glasses. I'm thinking that I'm there. I'm like, oh, I can help. I'll help Pandora. But this movie, I think I think it's going to be a big success. If you go and you see this movie and you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. Something's wrong with it. Okay? That's all I have to say. The acting. The acting in this film, I mean, granted, it's Avatar people, CGI. However, it's still acting when you deliver a line. It's no different from voiceover work for animated films. And I think that the acting, whether it's voiceover, whether it was on screen for some of the people that were casted inside the film, like Spider, I guess I could say his name, I just don't need to tell you who he is. Like, everyone did a really good job. I mean, that kid, he was very young, Spider. And I think that he played that role. He did a good job and made it believable. You know, it reminded me almost like Tarzan for his character. And, I just was digging the new characters. I was digging the old characters. You know, the acting in this was superb. It really was believable. The same kind of heat and conflict and drama and hatred from the first one was carried over to this one, and it was just believable. The intense scenes of emotion between certain characters, as there was so many this was a roller coaster. It was just going up and down and up and down and up and down, and I think that that's what caused you to stay in tune what was going on. The acting was good. Now let's talk about the music. This is the part I want to talk about, the music. The music, bro, every scene with the music was just well done. Like, it was fitting to whatever was going on. The orchestral pieces were just something that was fitting, that helped guide you on this roller coaster ride in every scene. But think how, I could say that in every scene. If you go back and look at every single film addict, you'll probably hear me talk about how it just was magic. The thing about the music that I really wanted to point out, for anybody that knows me, I'm a huge fan of The Weeknd. So for me to watch this 3-hour movie and not know that my boy, that as soon as this film ends at a very, very dramatic, emotional pinnacle point, that when it ended and goes black, I hear The Weeknd's voice. My dude, my guy. Because when he sings, he brings you guys. Everyone loves his music because he brings his emotional. He causes you to have emotion and feel emotion from whatever he's going through, whatever he's singing. Every music in general is just something that brings us in. And so I think it was just fitting to have that emotional ending and have an emotional singer like him, a powerful singer like him, just hit. And it was just, I was already just moved. And then I'm like, oh, bro, The Weeknd got a new song, boy. I was just like, oh my God. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Such a good movie. If I had to give it an overall rating, what's my overall rating? Honestly, I'm going to say that this movie deserves an A+. I cannot put it above or below the last one. All I can say that this movie was good. It was well written. It had all the right pieces to make a puzzle. It had all the right pieces for a pizza. It had all the right toppings for a cake. It was done perfectly. I'm excited and humbled to know that this is not the last one. Yes, it took a long time for us to get here. However, to know that there's going to be a 3, a 4, and a 5, I can't wait. If they're done as good as that, if they're painted as well as this one and the first one was painted, then we all know that it's going to be A+, A+. The entire series. You can look at so many other series. Were all of them masterpieces? The Saw movies. The first one was good. Let's just be honest. Back to the Future. If anybody liked all 3, you ain't seen number 3. Okay, none of them have been masterpieces through all. The Matrix, and I'm a huge Matrix fan. Okay, not all of them were great. The first one was great. It takes something special to really put in the work and create something special for all of them. The Fast and Furiouses. Come on now, Tokyo Drift, and I know some motherfuckers that like Tokyo Drift. Get the fuck out of here. That's all I'm gonna say. So I really have high hopes that this is going to be a series of films that is amazing, where you just You want to watch 3 hours, another 3 hours, another 3 hours, another, and just be captivated by its painting, by its beauty, by its music, by its emotion. This movie, A+, hands down. I don't care what anybody says. You can't argue with me. Whatever. I'm the film doctor. You're not. A+. So before I get out of here, after analyzing this on the first return reinvented episode of Filmatic, I just want to thank everybody that has tuned in, that has come back. I am trying to do something special here. I am trying to reinvent. I am trying to, and when I say reinvent, I produced I've produced 150 songs. I self-produce 150 songs, and some of them are used here on Filmatic for my company. My own music, my own creation, my own work. I've done it all. I want to give you guys something new. I want to start doing some giveaways. I want to do a gift card giveaway. I have a unique way, new guests. There's so many new things I want to do with this show and bring it to the new heights that it should be at. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in and coming back and joining us, because this show was one of the hottest shows here on Bowie Films, and I want to give that to you again. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to tell everybody, go see Avatar 2, The Way of the Water, and tell me in the comments what you guys think. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys on another episode of... I miss saying this. I miss doing it. Give me a second, because this is an emotional moment. I haven't said it in a long time. We'll see you on another exciting episode of Filmatic.